Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are having a fabulous, fabulous day. I'm just down here at Brawley. Sun's just popping up over there. It's just absolutely stunning. I feel so grateful to be on the beach again. And November's going to be a very quiet month. But I wanted to do a quick video today, definitely on, I'm just going to get that beautiful sunrise in the background. I wanted to do a video today definitely on the power of vulnerability, courage and gratitude, and how it can shift things so super fast. Quite often, good morning, quite often when we're in situations in life, we can end up settling for, no, it's okay, it's fine, it doesn't really matter. Hi Paul, great to have you on. Say hi if you're jumping on. And so we can tend to really settle. And I had an experience like that on Monday when I got down here, and I hadn't paid like extravagant money, but I'd paid kind of pretty good money for where I was staying for the week, and I was a little bit disappointed with the accommodation. It was cupboards were chipped and things like that, and I certainly don't mean to sound like a princess or anything else. I'm very tuned into my environment, and I'm very tuned into what helps me feel amazing and what keeps my vibration really high, what keeps my energy high, and what just feels great. And I think we can be quite I guess apologetic for actually wanting that in our life as well. I know I have been for a long time. I still feel funny even saying this as well, so I'm being a bit vulnerable with you guys, because it's so important. Our environment really impacts us, but not only that, other things in life can really impact us, but we can have the tendency to just say, oh, it doesn't matter, it's okay, it's fine the way it is. But underneath, it's not okay, and you're feeling disappointed, or you're feeling like a little bit let down, or a little bit frustrated by life circumstances. And I can certainly appreciate that, and have certainly been there as well. And so where the power of vulnerability really comes in, and I've just read the book The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown, and I would certainly recommend it. The power of vulnerability has the ability to cut through our ego mindset, through the layers, through the shells, through that guardedness, through that defensiveness, to help us reach a deeper level of connection with people. And that alone is so powerful. And the other thing is that we can't actually have courage without vulnerability, and that blew me away when I actually heard that. And Brené Brown's done a lot of statistical data on that as well. Hey Chris, great to have you on this morning. Say hi if you're on. I can't see everybody who's on here. I have a lovely puppy dog just coming along to say hello. So definitely, look, the power of vulnerability and having the courage to speak up when things don't actually feel okay. And this is even harder in intimate relationships, in our family relationships. Good morning, Linda, great to have you on. All of those things, it's really challenging to have that level of vulnerability where it's like we might even hold a feeling of shame, or we might have a feeling of embarrassment, or make our feelings wrong, or that we shouldn't be feeling this particular way, or any of those things that come up when we're actually needing to speak our own truth and be really honest. And so how this really impacted me over the last couple of days was I had to pop up to the office on Tuesday afternoon, and they asked me how my stay was, and I said, look, it's not something I would normally do. Normally I'm like, oh, it's fine, exactly what I've spoken about. But I was like, oh, look, to be honest, I am a little disappointed. It's not quite what I had in mind. It's a little bit older than what I had actually imagined. And she said, look, I'm really sorry, you know, we can't kind of do anything about that. You've booked through booking.com, so, you know, like, you're just, I'm really sorry that you feel that way, but, you know, that's just the way that it is. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I got back to my cabin and I was like, okay, that's righto, Sal, you're at the beach. Oh my God, get grateful, girl. And so it was really about taking and changing. Hey Chris, great to have you on. Changing that mindset and changing that perception of how I was actually feeling about things at the time. And I started to get excited. I'm like looking around going, okay, what can I be really, truly, honestly, genuinely grateful for? And I saw that there was a gas stove. So I started getting grateful for the gas stove, and I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. I love cooking on gas. It's so much easier than an electric stove. I love gas. And then I'm like, I've got a fridge, I've got a bed. I'm like literally 10 meters from the sand dune. So I was like, okay, time to get really grateful. So I started to genuinely get into that feeling of gratitude. And 2 minutes later, my phone rings. The office offered me upgrade to a luxury Palm Villa, you know, no extra cost or anything like that. And I know in my heart, if I had grumbled, if I had bitched and moaned and pretended to be trying to be grateful but not actually genuinely shifted myself there, that there's no way that I would have got that call from the office as well. I've used this so many times in my life to change things, and it's really about being vulnerable. Number one, to get clear, like how are you actually really feeling? How are you genuinely feeling? Hey Anne, great to have you on. How are you genuinely feeling about the situation? If this is with a partner, it's being able to really genuinely express, not from defensiveness, not from guardedness, but to genuinely and honestly say, look babe, this is really challenging for me, or this is really hard for me, or this is what I'm finding when this happens. And so it's so important, that level of vulnerability, and it does take true courage to do that. So being able to confront our fears. Our biggest fear is that, oh my God, I'm going to be rejected, or they're not going to like me, or I'm going to lose love, or I'm not going to get approval, like all of those things. And that is where the power of vulnerability truly comes in, to be able to express honestly what our thoughts are in that as well. Then the third part of that, so it's obviously having the vulnerability to be open enough to express honestly what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and to accept that within yourself as well. And I had another experience of that later on in the week, where I found myself very much in my ego mind, where I was like pushing, and when I say pushing, like in the energy of push and struggle and trying to get work done and things like that. So hey Jan, great to have you on. So that was really quite interesting for me, and I'm like, what's really going on here? And I just wasn't accepting how I was actually feeling at the time, which was feeling physically tired, and I was trying to push beyond, and I was feeling a little bit scared at the time, a little bit worried about a couple of things. Hey Rochelle, great to have you on, hun. And so through that, just that vulnerability of just dropping that little bit lower into, oh, I am actually feeling this, I am actually experiencing this, and allowing myself to be vulnerable instead of the ego's guardedness and defensiveness. I'm all fine, I've got it together, it's all good. We put that mask, we put that layer, we put that shell on. When we actually allow ourselves to soften into what we're truly experiencing, it releases the resistance to what we're actually experiencing, and then we can move forward in a much more powerful way then as well. So that is a really, really great way of using vulnerability as well. Hey Lisa, great to have you on, sweetheart. So give me some love if this is resonating, guys, and ask some questions as well. Like if you've been stuck in a situation before, more than happy to jump in and answer any questions that you've had as well around perhaps a life situation that is really challenging you at the moment. And it's difficult sometimes to be really vulnerable and to be honest and to speak up with what we're actually truly feeling at the time as well. So by doing that level of vulnerability, like I said, when I was truly vulnerable and I was scared that she was going to think, oh, you're a princess, or even telling this, you know, this is a level of vulnerability there. Oh my God, she's like such a princess. What, she's at this cabin at the beach, you know. There's all these judgments that come up, which we all have. We all have that ego mind. We're all scared, you know, what are other people going to think? Are other people going to judge us? Like that's our ego survival mind, and it comes up. Hey Megan, hey Sandra, lovely to have you guys on. And it can be really, really challenging when we're actually in that. So that vulnerability allows us to just to drop back in, to check in, to tune into our heart and what's really true and really honest for us, and then having the courage to express that. And of course, that can be really challenging, particularly if you've found that you haven't been supported in the past by speaking your own truth. I know when I first started speaking my own truth, all my words would just get jammed in my throat, or I'd be passive aggressive. So I'd be like, oh yes, it's so fine, it's so okay. And then I'd be like, it's really not. It's like, and get really angry and really frustrated. And when I would communicate that, it wasn't communicated in an effective manner. So it does take, you know, and I was willing to be vulnerable in that energy with myself. I was willing to get it wrong so that I could actually change that and move through my conversations, particularly with my intimate partner, in a much better way, just by going, okay, well that was great that I expressed myself, okay, could have done that in a much better way. Next time, this is what I'm going to do it a little bit differently, and having the courage to say, I was really scared to say that, I was really worried to say that, and that's why it all got jammed up. And of course, doing the inner work, doing the inner reflection on what beliefs need to shift and change, Hey Natasha, great to have you on. Sorry, having trouble reading that. What reflections, what needs to change internally? What beliefs do you have that keep getting reflected back to you in your external world as well? And I know for me, this was, I'm all alone. People don't care about me. Nobody loves me. Like, I had some pretty miserable stories that I was actually telling myself at one point in my life. That's like 8-9 years ago now, or actually probably 10 years ago. And I've done a lot of inner work to shift that, and now my life is filled with amazing people that support me, that really show their affection and their love, and because I'm loving me. So self-love is the power to the ability to be extra vulnerable. Without that, sometimes when we are vulnerable and we do get rejected, or other people have their own reaction to our vulnerability or what we're expressing, that can be really tricky as well. And so with that self-love, we can keep ourselves a little bit more centered, a little bit more balanced, and be kinder to ourselves as we're moving through this. We're all so human. It's an effect of being human when that ego mind jumps up. And we're all trying to protect ourselves and trying to keep ourselves safe and secure and everything else. Hey Margaret, great to have you on, gorgeous. So with that, it does take true courage to move through that. It does take true courage to express what's on your heart. And gratitude is the answer. Honest to God, like, I have experimented with this so much. The second I can genuinely move myself into gratitude, not just empty words, not just I'm grateful for, but actually genuinely feel so blessed and so grateful internally. And sometimes we can kind of have the belief or the feeling like it's difficult to have that sense of gratitude if things are going wrong. I understand that. It took me a long time to be able to really feel into and stay in the emotion of gratitude for longer periods of time. Just find one thing that you can be kind of grateful for. It was like I couldn't be grateful for the entire beach cottage of where I didn't feel grateful for the chip cupboards, but I could feel grateful for the gas stove. So again, use like really simple examples. Look for the positive aspects with this as well. So I love that, Megan. That's fantastic, hon. Just let me read that really quickly. Yeah, and oh, love this, darling. And it's so powerful, isn't it? I love that you're yeah, it is. It's so powerful to share how we're truly feeling without the passive aggressive style. I did that for you, so there's no judgment. Like, if you're still in that, that's okay, because it is, for me, like, it was terrifying. Like I said, I would go to speak and I would be like literally frozen for a couple of minutes, and I would just say, I can't actually communicate right now. That was the only way that I could effectively communicate, because I'd been so triggered from past experiences and from past events and things like that. So it does take a lot of courage, but the more that you just little bit by little bit, tiny step by tiny step, be kind and gentle with yourself, and then moving into that state of gratitude, of even gratitude for yourself for expressing, oh my God, it feels so much better to express our true honesty, even if it doesn't kind of go well initially. Hey Joe, great to have you on. But every time that you do it, you will liberate yourself. You'll feel freer and freer, and pretty soon you'll be living this amazing, incredible life that you're just like, oh my God, how did I ever get here from there? And it does take time. If you're not feeling like you're there already, if you are in a sense of struggle, or in a sense of, things aren't kind of working out the way that I wanted, that's okay as well. Like, I certainly can relate to that. I know how that feels. I still go through those moments. It's not that I'm in this blissful state all of the time, but overall my life is just so much better, and I know those things now to shift and change. And number one, it is vulnerability. Number two, it is having the courage to speak your own truth, to be truly honest, firstly with yourself. Of course, we can't be honest with other people if we're not getting honest with ourselves, if we're saying it's fine, it doesn't matter. And even that tone, like, you guys all know what I'm talking about. We've all done it, and we've probably said that to our male partner as well, or our partners or our kids. It doesn't matter, I'll do it, it's fine. But it's never fine. It's when we've like not created clear boundaries, when we've not discerned what is okay for us and what's not okay as well. Good morning, Lynn, great to have you on. So I hope that that's been truly helpful. And then of course, like the last part, so vulnerability, courage, and then the gratitude piece, where it's like, I am so grateful I did just communicate what I needed to. I am so grateful that this and this is going right, or I am so grateful for this part in my partner that perhaps they're a great provider, or perhaps that they give you the biggest hugs, or perhaps, you know, they're thoughtful in other ways. So, you know, being able to find those pieces of gratitude, particularly in our intimate partner, it's so important. You will elicit so much more of the great stuff from your partner when you're in that state of gratitude. If you're focused on what's irritating you, what's bugging you, or, you know, in life in general, it doesn't have to just be with our intimate partner, but in life in general, just like my beach cabin to the Palm Luxury Villa, you know, massive, amazing changes can happen when we get into the state of gratitude. And it is honestly how I manifest so fast. I manifested another $1,000 overnight just from getting into a state of gratitude, of feeling abundant and being grateful for that abundance. I woke up to a text message, and you know, things can happen so simply and so fast. And I know it's infuriating when you're not in that place to hear someone say that, because I've been there as well, and it's like, but why is it so easy? Why is it so fast? It doesn't feel fast or easy for me. And it is all about the energy, it's all about the vibration, it's all about the willingness to ask for what we want unapologetically, and clearly in our mind, with love, with gratitude, with honesty, and with vulnerability, and with true courage as well. So I hope that's been helpful, guys. Have an amazing day. Hi Kylie, great to have you on it as well, sweetheart. If you've just jumped on, jump back to the start, and I've covered it a couple of times, so yeah, you shouldn't have to watch the whole thing right through, but hopefully that's been really helpful for you guys, and have an amazing day. I am back home today after a blissful week here on this amazing beach. It's so gorgeous. I did go for a swim yesterday. It was warm enough, and I'm really looking forward to creating and manifesting more amazing things. I may have a manifesting retreat on the cusp, so I'm kind of a little bit excited about that. I haven't downloaded any further details, but if manifesting is something that you're interested in learning, please comment yes below. I want to find out more info. Going away for 3 to 4 days and really learning the art of manifesting at a deep level. It's literally how I took myself from $300 per week income to creating well and truly a 6-figure income, feeling more confident and blessed in my body than ever before, meeting my amazing soulmate. You know, there's been so many things that have shifted and changed in the last month. I've been to Tathra, to Bathurst, to Uluru, to Byron Bay, and now to Bateman's Bay and Browley at the beach. So absolutely, if manifesting, you want to figure out how to change some things swiftly, easily, and without the effort, without the push, without the struggle, of course there's still action to be taken, but it's aligned action, and things feel in flow and easier than ever before when we're in that manifesting state. And you become the magnet and learn how to magnetize yourself to an amazing, incredible life. Love this, guys. Lots of yeses coming in. So absolutely, it kind of came through in my last retreat. My last retreat was amazing. We went in a limousine and had amazing tea out. We went sea kayaking, paddle boarding, and the girls learned all about how to align with their soul, how to soothe their soul, take amazing care of themselves, and tune into themselves at a deeper level. And we'll be doing all that plus more at the next one. I won't promise the activities because I'm not sure yet where I'm being called to actually hold it. I do have a bit of an idea. That's so perfect, Megan. Definitely. So I'm just in conversations with somebody just about creating another retreat as well, but it'll have a slightly different focus to the manifesting one. So lots of cool stuff coming through. So like I said, if that's something that you're wanting to find out more about, let me know, and we can definitely have a chat. I'll get some more details in the next couple of weeks coming through. A couple of the girls that went to the last retreat are absolutely, oh my God, let me know when the next one's on. So lots of cool things and amazing soulmate connections. I think that is the true beauty. So many of the girls came into the last retreat and were feeling like they didn't have the like-minded friends that they were wanting to, and they were just like, all the girls left just feeling so connected and so bonded after spending that amount of time together and being truly vulnerable, having the courage to speak up, having the courage to work through their stuff, and feeling more confident than ever before, walking out of that, going back into their lives and being able to create the lives that they wanted as well. So if that's you, say yes below, and I'll be in contact with you over the next couple of weeks once I get those finer details sorted. Have an amazing day, guys. Lots of love to you. Bye.